Germany, a name that echoes throughout history. From ancient tribes to modern marvels, Germany's story is one of resilience, innovation, and profound transformation. This is a land forged by time, shaped by the hands of emperors, revolutionaries, and ordinary people. It's a story of triumph and tragedy, of unity and division, of darkness and light. Over centuries, Germany evolved from a patchwork of tribes to a powerful empire. It witnessed the birth of movements, the clash of ideologies, and the horrors of war. Yet, through it all, the German spirit endured, constantly reshaping and redefining itself. This essay embarks on a journey through Germany's captivating past. We'll explore the defining moments and influential figures that have left their mark on this nation. From the ancient forests to the bustling cities of today, we'll uncover the essence of Germany's enduring legacy. Join us as we delve into the fascinating history of Germany, a nation that continues to captivate and inspire the world. Long before Germany existed as a unified nation, the land was inhabited by a mosaic of Germanic tribes. These tribes, with their distinct customs and languages, fiercely defended their independence against the expanding Roman Empire. The Romans, eager to conquer new territories, encountered fierce resistance from these Germanic peoples. One pivotal moment in this struggle was the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD. Germanic warriors led by Arminius ambushed and decimated 3 Roman legions. This stunning defeat halted Roman expansion into Germania and cemented the Germanic tribes' reputation as formidable adversaries. Despite constant pressure from the Romans, the Germanic tribes maintained their distinct identities. They resisted assimilation, clinging to their traditions and way of life. This spirit of independence and resistance would become a recurring theme throughout German history. The Roman Empire eventually waned, but the legacy of the Germanic tribes lived on. They laid the foundation for the development of a distinct German culture and identity that would flourish in the centuries to come. As the Roman Empire crumbled, a new power emerged in Western Europe, the Frankish kingdom. This transition marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in European history. The once mighty Roman Empire, which had dominated the continent for centuries, was now giving way to new political entities. Among these, the Frankish kingdom stood out as a beacon of stability and power. The fall of Rome left a vacuum that the Franks, under their ambitious leaders, were quick to fill. This period of transformation was characterized by both chaos and opportunity, as various tribes and kingdoms vied for control over the remnants of Roman territories. Under the reign of Charlemagne, crowned emperor in 800 AD, the Frankish realm expanded dramatically. Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, was not just a ruler but a visionary. His reign marked a significant expansion of the Frankish kingdom, transforming it into a formidable empire. Through a series of military campaigns, diplomatic maneuvers, and strategic marriages, Charlemagne extended his influence across much of Western Europe. His ambition was not merely to conquer, but to unify the diverse peoples and cultures under his rule. This expansion was not just territorial, but also cultural and intellectual, as Charlemagne sought to revive the glory of the Roman Empire in a new form. Charlemagne, a skilled military leader and astute ruler, united much of Western Europe under his banner. His military prowess was matched by his administrative acumen. Charlemagne established a network of loyal nobles and officials to govern the vast territories he had conquered. He implemented reforms in governance, law, and education, laying the foundations for a more centralized and efficient administration. His efforts to promote learning and culture led to the Carolingian Renaissance, a revival of art, literature, and scholarship. Charlemagne's legacy was not just in the lands he conquered, but in the institutions he built and the cultural revival he inspired. The coronation of Charlemagne as Holy Roman Emperor had profound implications for the future of Germany. This event, which took place on Christmas Day in the year 800, was a symbolic moment that linked the Frankish kingdom with the legacy of the ancient Roman Empire. By crowning Charlemagne as emperor, the Pope sought to revive the idea of a unified Christian empire in the West. This coronation was not just a political act, but a religious one, as it signified the divine approval of Charlemagne's rule. It also set a precedent for the future relationship between the Church and the state in medieval Europe. It formally linked the Germanic peoples with the legacy of the Roman Empire, creating a new political and religious order in Europe. This new order was characterized by a fusion of Roman, Christian, and Germanic traditions. The Holy Roman Empire, as it came to be known, was a complex and multifaceted entity. It was not a centralized state, but a loose confederation of territories, each with its own ruler and laws. The emperor's authority was often more symbolic than real, as local rulers jealously guarded their autonomy. Nevertheless, the idea of the Holy Roman Empire provided a unifying framework for the diverse peoples of Central Europe. The Holy Roman Empire, despite its name, was a decentralized entity. It was a patchwork of duchies, principalities, free cities, and bishoprics, each with its own ruler and government. The emperor's power was limited by the need to negotiate and compromise with these local authorities. This decentralized structure was both a strength and a weakness. It allowed for a great deal of local autonomy and diversity, but it also made it difficult to achieve unity and coherence. The Holy Roman Empire was a complex and dynamic political entity, constantly evolving in response to internal and external pressures. It consisted of numerous duchies and principalities, each with its own ruler. These local rulers wielded significant power and often acted independently of the emperor. They maintained their own armies, collected their own taxes, and administered their own laws. The relationship between the emperor and the local rulers was often one of mutual dependence and rivalry. The emperor relied on the support of the local rulers to maintain his authority, while the local rulers sought to protect their own interests and expand their own power. This delicate balance of power was a defining feature of the Holy Roman Empire. However, the emperor held a position of symbolic authority, representing the unity of Christendom. The emperor was seen as the protector of the Christian faith and the defender of the church. This symbolic role gave the emperor a certain moral and spiritual authority, even if his political power was limited. The emperor's coronation by the Pope was a powerful symbol of the divine sanction of his rule. This relationship between the emperor and the church was a central aspect of the Holy Roman Empire, shaping its identity and its role in medieval Europe. For centuries, the Holy Roman Empire played a pivotal role in shaping the political landscape of Central Europe. It was a major player in the complex web of alliances, conflicts, and negotiations that characterized medieval European politics. The empire's influence extended beyond its borders, affecting the political and cultural development of neighboring regions. The Holy Roman Empire was the center of learning, culture, and trade, attracting scholars, artists, and merchants from across Europe. Its cities were hubs of economic activity and cultural exchange, contributing to the vibrant and dynamic character of medieval Europe. It provided a framework for governance, fostered trade and cultural exchange, and served as a bulwark against external threats. The empire's decentralized structure allowed for a great deal of local autonomy, but it also provided a common framework for governance and cooperation. The emperor and the local rulers worked together to maintain order, defend against external threats, and promote economic and cultural development. The Holy Roman Empire was a complex and dynamic political entity, constantly evolving in response to internal and external pressures. Its legacy can still be seen in the political and cultural landscape of modern Europe. However, the seeds of division were also sown during this time as power struggles between emperors and local rulers became increasingly common. These conflicts often revolved around issues of authority, autonomy, and control. The local rulers sought to protect their own interests and expand their own power, while the emperor sought to maintain his authority and unify the empire. These power struggles were a constant feature of the Holy Roman Empire, shaping its history and its development. Despite these challenges, the Holy Roman Empire remained a major political and cultural force in medieval Europe, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to influence the region to this day. Section 4. Medieval Powerhouses, Leagues and Orders. The medieval period witnessed the rise of powerful entities that exerted significant influence within the Holy Roman Empire. These entities were not just political or military forces, but also economic powerhouses that shaped the course of European history. Two such entities were the Hanseatic League and the Teutonic Order. Both organizations, though different in their primary objectives, played crucial roles in the development of medieval Europe. The Hanseatic League, a commercial and defensive alliance of merchant guilds, dominated trade in the North and Baltic seas. This league was not just a collection of merchants, but a formidable economic force that could influence political decisions and military actions. From the 13th to the 17th centuries, the League's ships, laden with goods, connected major trading centers across Northern Europe. These ships carried everything from grain and timber to luxury goods like furs and spices, creating a network of wealth and prosperity. The Hanseatic League brought prosperity to German towns and cities, fostering economic growth and cultural exchange. The League's influence extended beyond mere trade. It also played a role in the cultural and social development of the regions it touched. Meanwhile, the Teutonic Order, a religious military order, expanded its influence eastward. Unlike the Hanseatic League, the Teutonic Order was primarily a military and religious organization, but it too had significant economic and political influence. Founded during the Crusades, the Teutonic Knights carved out a powerful state in Prussia and the Baltic region. Their military campaigns were not just about conquest, but also about spreading Christianity and establishing a new social order. The order's military prowess and administrative efficiency left a lasting impact on the region, shaping its political and cultural landscape for centuries. The Teutonic Order's castles and fortifications became centers of power and administration, influencing the development of the surrounding areas. Both the Hanseatic League and the Teutonic Order exemplified the growing power and influence of German merchants, knights, and settlers during the medieval period. Their activities were not confined to their immediate surroundings, but had far-reaching effects on the broader European landscape. They demonstrated the ability of Germans to organize, innovate, and project power beyond their immediate borders. The legacy of these organizations can still be seen today in the economic and cultural landscapes of Europe, reminding us of a time when trade and military prowess went hand in hand in shaping the world. Section 5, Reformation and Upheaval, a Divided Faith. The 16th century ushered in an era of profound religious and political upheaval in Europe, the Reformation. This period was marked by a series of events that would forever alter the course of European history. The Reformation was not just a religious movement, but also a catalyst for political and social change. It challenged the established order and questioned the very foundations of the Catholic Church's authority. In 1517, Martin Luther, a German monk and theologian, challenged the authority of the Catholic Church. His actions were driven by a deep sense of moral and theological conviction. Luther's criticisms were not just about the Church's practices, but also about its teachings. He believed that the Church had strayed from the true message of Christianity. Luther's 95 Theses, nailed to the door of a church in Wittenberg, ignited a firestorm of controversy that would forever change the religious landscape of Europe. These theses were a direct challenge to the Church's authority and practices, particularly the sale of indulgences. Luther's bold act of defiance resonated with many who were disillusioned with the Church. Luther's ideas, centered on the concept of salvation through faith alone, resonated with many Germans. His teachings emphasized a personal relationship with God, free from the mediation of the Church. This message of individual faith and direct access to the Scriptures was revolutionary and empowering for many. Princes and ordinary people alike embraced Protestantism, challenging the Catholic Church's dominance. The movement gained momentum as more people began to question the Church's authority and seek religious reform. This widespread support for Protestantism led to significant political and social changes across Europe. The Holy Roman Empire, already weakened by internal divisions, was further fragmented by the rise of Protestantism. The religious conflict exacerbated existing political tensions and led to a series of wars and conflicts. The empire's rulers were forced to navigate a complex and volatile landscape, balancing religious and political interests. The religious conflict culminated in the 30 Years' War, from 1618 to 1648, a devastating conflict that engulfed much of Europe. This war was one of the most destructive conflicts in European history, resulting in immense loss of life and widespread devastation. It was a war not just of armies, but of ideologies, with profound consequences for the continent. German lands became a battleground for Catholic and Protestant armies, resulting in widespread destruction and loss of life. The war left a lasting scar on the German landscape and its people. Towns and villages were destroyed, economies were shattered, and countless lives were lost. the social and economic fabric of the region was irreparably damaged. The 30 Years' War left Germany politically fractured and economically exhausted. The peace treaties that ended the war, such as the Peace of Westphalia, redrew the political map of Europe and established new boundaries and power dynamics. However, the long-term effects of the war continued to be felt for generations. The Reformation had a profound and lasting impact on Germany. It not only changed the religious landscape, but also had far-reaching social, cultural, and political implications. The movement led to the establishment of Protestant churches and the spread of new religious ideas and practices. It shattered religious unity, sparked political turmoil, and reshaped the cultural landscape. The Reformation encouraged the questioning of authority and the pursuit of individual conscience, laying the groundwork for the Enlightenment and modern democratic thought. The divisions sown during this tumultuous period would continue to shape German history for centuries to come. The legacy of the Reformation is still evident today in the religious, cultural, and political landscape of Germany and Europe as a whole. It was a period of great change and upheaval, but also one of profound transformation and lasting impact.